see. Thinking of to go from 12 down to 3 right before the half, and then to have a small lead and extend it into the fourth. Do you think that those are the type of things that could be related to focus?
Yeah, I think that there's times this season where we could have been in that situation, and wheels may have fell off a little bit, but I attribute that to Ryan Rollins. I think he came in the point guard position, made some good plays, and he made some timely plays at that. Was able to get the team organized and got us where we needed to be.
Jan said it's a pretty simple action, like empty side action can be pretty simple, but you do still have to space the floor the right way. You have to make the right reads. And Doc kind of said in the second half, we were going to go to that over and over again. We didn't want to go away from it. What did you see from you guys executing and kind of finding an action that you were comfortable with?
I think it's something that we work on. We work on it tirelessly, every single day. It's a beautiful thing when you're able to actually execute it in the game. We have someone who's such a force like Giannis. Obviously, it just draws a lot of attention, and the whole league is doing it. It's a copycat league at that. I think that we're not reinventing the wheel or anything like that, but execution on simple things like that are important, and we were able to do that tonight.
You're pretty even keeled, regardless of what your stat lines look like when lost. But a night like tonight, or even last night, or Chicago, excuse me, to kind of get going a little bit offensively, to see some shots go down, to maybe get some easier looks around the rim. Just what has that meant for you, just to maybe find a little bit of something offensively?
Yeah, it's been good. I think that you have to be very poised, and even keeled throughout the course of a season. With myself, this is the first time I've embraced being uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Just with the role change, for myself, and changing everything I've done, over the past couple of years. The things that I've done in the past aren't necessarily what's asked of me to do here, and I think now I'm just really trying to embrace being uncomfortable. There's going to be games like, tonight where, I have a good stat line, and there's going to be games where, the stat sheet doesn't really necessarily show, the impact I have out there on the floor. So, I think you have to be kind of up and down. It's easy to let your mind kind of take over and, let doubt creep in and whatnot, but it's just not really how I'm built. I think that I've been here long enough to know that there's a law of averages, and you just got to continue to keep putting the work in every single day, and, the continuity of it all will just add up, and that's what I do.
I think there's a possession where you're a part of it, but there's multiple possessions where there's extra passes, right, where it's I got to open 3, but one more. How exciting is it for you to start to see this team start to have more and more of those?
That's what I know, man. That's what I've personally done over the past 3 years. It's just good to great. And everybody watched the San Antonio Spurs, like in the early or the mid 2000s and whatnot. And I think that that's where that ball movement, man, it's just a beautiful thing. It just feels good when you got someone who's for you. The ball starts to move, and then you get a wide open shot. Like, that's the type of stuff that just inflates you and just get you going and whatnot. Then all of a sudden you start putting 2-3 stops together. I mean, it's good basketball, man. Basketball guys reward I think stuff like that. So I think it's been ingrained in me for quite some time, and just can't stop playing the right way.
Defensively, you have 4 blocks tonight, but you're also a part of multiple triple handoffs and a lot of switching tonight because they have so many guards. How do you feel about the impact you're able to make defensively, whether or not it shows up in stats or however?
Yeah, I think I've made it a challenge to be better defensively. I think there was a 2-3-week stretch where I just really wasn't myself on the defensive side of things. I got with Greg Butner, Jason Love, Rex and those guys, and we were able to make some adjustments, on the defensive side of things. And I think that it's been working, but you also can't, keep giving a steady dose of one thing. I think I just got to keep working on my body, keep working on my body positioning, and keep working on, timing and whatnot, and just continue to just keep getting better on that side of the floor.